רצית לעוף, הלכת רחוק מדי בתוך הטירוף, אין מי שישמור עליי, מיליון כוכבים בשמיים תופסים את הצבע שלך בעיניים, רציתי שנייה אחת לומר לך שלום, אני רציתי לשיר, אתה הרמת גיטרה, מלאך מנגן לי עכשיו, אז איתך אני שרה, מיליון כוכבים בשמיים תופסים את הצבע שלך בעיניים, רציתי לשיר לך, לומר לך שלום, רציתי שנייה אחת לומר לך שלום, תן רק עוד שנייה אחת לומר לך שלום. ביי טוב.
שלום.
שלום לכם.
מה שלום?
Oh, sorry. You could hear at the end also that she says, bye, Tom. Just devastating. So I'm going to ask if you can, that we rise, and I will be sharing the siren. If you didn't see it yet last night, the Masa Tekes was so powerful, and they have the siren at the beginning, so I'm going to be sharing that. They also put down the flag to half-mast, so I'm going to be sharing that now.
The siren and the silence of Yom HaZikaron brings us together as one family, one people. Please rise and remain standing for the minute of silence.
משמר יעבור לנוח, עמוד נוח. משמר יעבור לדום, משמר דום. המשמר יחטיף את נשקו, החטף שק. המשמר ידגל את נשקו, דגל שק. משמר יחטיף את נשקו, החטף שק. משמר יציג את נשקו, הצק, שק. משמר יעבור לנוח, עמוד, נוח.
Okay. So, as you may know, that was from last night. It was at 8 o'clock at night. And that marks the beginning of Yom HaZikaron in Israel. And then there's another siren the next day, today at 11 in the morning. And that also is that moment that everyone stops and stands together in solidarity, in silence, and remembering the unfortunately ever-growing list. It is currently 23,928 soldiers on that list. And every year, all the soldiers go and put flags, Israeli flags, on the graves of all the soldiers in the whole country. And the chief of staff adds the flag to the last grave that was added this year. So of course, we wish that we don't have to add that last flag again, and that the list stays at this number. But unfortunately, you know, there's constantly names being added, and I know that we all just wish that there wouldn't be. So I will show one more video to just sort of emulate the moment again of standing in silence during the day. Again, you may have seen this last night, so I apologize if it is the same thing, but it's such a powerful video that explains that moment of everyone stopping, even in the middle of the highway. So of course, that was an old video, and of course the numbers have changed, but I do also want to remind you that it's not just the Memorial Day for fallen soldiers, it is also the Memorial Day for victims of terror attacks. And unfortunately, also, you know, we are constantly in need of protecting ourselves. And that is why it's this powerful moment of transition tonight as well. And remembering that it's thanks to these soldiers that we have Israel, and thanks to their sacrifice that we are safe, and, you know, our families can walk safely in Israel, and we can all come together as Am Yisrael thanks to their bravery and their heroism. I will leave you with one last song, if that's okay. It is actually from the ceremony that happened last night, so it doesn't have subtitles, but I felt like it was so powerful. And Rabbi Weinblatt has Shai Abramson singing with other singers in Israel and soldiers, and it was just so powerful. For those of you who were on last night, I introduced you to the song Etzlenu Bagan, which is a song about kids in a kindergarten, and it sounds so innocent and sweet. And when you realize that it's actually speaking about the kids' tragedy, and how there are certain kids that you like and certain kids that you don't like, and then it sort of turns into, at the end, they singing Etzlenu Bagdud, which means in our troop, in our unit. There are certain soldiers that I like and certain soldiers that I don't like, and some of them I will never meet. So that's how the song ends. If you need to go, I understand, but if you would like to see this last song, it is very, very moving. Here we go.
תנה תוקף קדושת היום, כי הוא נורא ואיום, בוא תינשא מלכותך, ויקום בחסד כסאך.
ביום הכי שקט בשנה, רעמו ארובות השמיים והאדמה רעדה. מלחמת יום הכיפורים הותירה מדינה עלומת קרב. 2,656 הרוגים, 7,251 פצועים, 294 נלקחו בשבי. בזכותם קמה אומה שלמה מהפרה וניצחה. 48 שנים כמעט חלפו מאז המלחמה ההיא.
I was talking about Yom Kippur War, and all the soldiers here are the fallen from the Yom Kippur War.
את חלקם אני לא מכיר, אבל מי לא שמע על האומץ של רן. הוא הכי מהיר בחול, הוא הכי חזק בגן, אבל יש לו סוד אחד שפחד הוא לגלות, שהוא כל כך מאוהב באחת הילדות.
ובשופר גדול ייתקע, בקול דממה דקה יישמע, ומלאכים יחפרזו לחיל ורעדה יאחזו,
ומלאכים יחפזו לחיל ורעדה יאחזו. אז בלילות קרים עם פנס מתחת לשמיכה הם מדברים, והוא מגלה למה היא בשבילו כל עולמו מוגן מתחת לשמיכה.
כמה יעלון וכמה יבלון, מי יחיה ומי ימות, מי בקיצו ומי לא בקיצו, מי במים ומי באש, מי בחרב ומי בחיה, מי ברעש ומי במגפה, מי ינוח ומי ינוע, מי שקט ומי יקרב, מי שלב ומי יסע.
אז בלילות קרים עם פנס מתחת לשמיכה הם מדברים, והוא מגלה למה היא בשבילו כל עולמו מוגן מתחת לשמיכה.
משול כחרס הנשבר,
כחציר יבש וחציץ נובל,
וכצל לובל, וכענן קלה, וכרוח נושבת,
וכאבק פורח,
וכחלום יעור.
אצלנו בגדוד יש המון ילדים, את חלקם אני אוהב, את חלקם אני לא אכיר.
Maybe I could just add a few words to put that into context as you.
Yeah, I was just going to explain that the people singing there were orphans and bereaved families. and they were asked to join the singing. And that's, to me, that's what made it even more powerful. And the fact that they combined it with Unetana Tokef. Go ahead, Rabbi Manblat.
Let me just add that as you compose yourself. The Chazan Shai Abramson was singing Unetana Tokef, which is the prayer on the high holidays that we sing on Yom Kippur. And so the irony of course, Yom Kippur, the quietest day of the year, being the day when the Yom Kippur War broke out, and juxtaposing the words, who shall live and who shall die? And the story of a little boy reminds me of my grandchildren playing in a kindergarten. And it says some of the kids I know and some of the kids I haven't yet met. But then at the last line, it takes all the way through and says there are people in my unit, some of whom I know and some who I never will get to meet. And so that's part of the power of that particular song. So, and the way it was done was unbelievable. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us and honoring this day with me. I know that I said to several people already that it's so different and so surreal not being in Israel in these days, but you've all made it very special for me. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Talia. It was very impactful.
As we sign off, I'm going to show the Ma'avarech, Bizchutech, Bishutech. So as we sign off, feel free to leave if you want. I'm going to just show one last video. And this one is called Ma'avarech lo b'ma yivorach. And the words are very powerful. The words are very powerful, which are, what is it that I can bless you, my child? And to give you a smile, to give you limbs to run, and so on and so forth. And then the words are, but if only I could, the child is asking, the angel is asking, Malach means angel, Ma'avarech, what can I bless you with? And then the words are, if only I could bless him with life. So let me try and share that with you, if I may. Another very powerful song that came out of one of Israel's wars.
ונפש לזכור בה את כל הלחנים, ביד האוספת תפין עלי חוף, ואוזן קשובה לגדולים מעודכנים. מעברך לו במה יבורך, והערב שעל המלאך. מעברך לו במה יבורך, והעלם שעל המלאך. וברק ידיו הלמודות לפרחים, יצלחו גם ללמוד את עוצמת הפלדה, ורגליו הרוקדות את מסע הדרכים, בצד השרות את מקצה והפרודה. מעברך לו במה יבורך, זה הגבר שעל המלאך. מעברך לו מת, ומה אברך לך עוד? מה אברך לו במה יבורך, והילד האלם הרך. מה אברך לו במה יבורך, והילד האלם הרך. הנער הזה עכשיו הוא מלאך, לא עוד יברכו, לא עוד יבורך. אלוהים, 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 לו אך בהרחת לו חיים.
And so with that, we say, Yizkor, may we remember, and may the blessings of all of our loved ones and all those who have given their lives for State of Israel be for a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi. And I forgot to mention, by the way, that the first song that I showed and the song about the kids in the Gan is written by the same person. So I don't know how he had it inside him to create two hugely meaningful Yom HaZikaron songs, but he did. And for those of you who lit the candle last night, it should still be lit until tonight when we go into Yom HaAtzmaut. So I hope you have a meaningful Yom HaZikaron, and then later tonight, a happy Yom HaAtzmaut as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Karen.
Thank you, Talia. Thank you, Rabbi. It's beyond meaningful. You know, I currently have family in the IDF, as I always do since I'm out. So it's very meaningful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.